Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking beers
No, not
and
me.
smoking weed.
I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What's up, everybody?
Did you get my cough in the beginning?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
You know what we can do is just...
No, we don't edit this show. What are you trying to censor me? Free speech, police? Woo woo! I just scared all the stoners that listen to this.
There's cops? Oh, shit.
I thought this was a podcast.
You are freaking out, man. Do you know how fast you were going? 65? 63. Isn't the speed limit 65? Yeah.
I'm going to postmark this. From 52 seconds till here in a few more seconds. If you're not on shrooms, don't listen to this.
I am walking in a field of poppies.
We report from the moon.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
We are the Moonanites.
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm flipping this bird as hard as I possibly can.
Yeah, keep flipping them.
That's weird. I've been watching a lot of Awkward.
Yeah, I know.
So
I only bring that up
the one stoner who's left. Hey, welcome to our show. I'm Tyler.
Jeez, that went longer than I wanted it to be honest with you. It was like 8 seconds.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Jake. And that's Cooper. He's sleeping. That's my dog.
I'm gassy. Anyway.
We got books to talk about.
Yeah.
We're in the weird calm before the storm.
Yes. July is going to be fucking nuts.
We're going to get just donkey kicked with awesome shit. And so we're just taking it a little slow this week.
Just fucked in the ass with excellence.
I mean, they're going to just bend us over a barrel with good shit. We're 2 minutes into the show. We're already
talking about
unhinged.
sex acts. All right.
You know what you got into.
Yeah.
It's episode 205, bro.
You should have looked it up
You
on
know what?
Google and read the review first.
I ain't changing.
Wow. I ain't changing for a new woman. I mean,
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
That's my country album.
Listen, man, that's my country album called Misogynistic Piece of Shit.
My baby left me because I'm a piece of shit. It's very self-deprecating. A lot of people like it.
Yeah, people love it.
Oh, I don't have the thing.
Holy F on a ball sack. What kind of crap? What kind of lo-fi?
It's a long box.
It sounds like 18 people having an orgasm.
That's how you should feel talking about the shit you love.
Wow.
18 orgasms.
Wow. That is a great point. Good job.
I'll start the show.
All right.
I'll start because I didn't think. Wait, did I? No, I started last week. We always alternate it. No, we don't. We try to, but
You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah, the show that I want to talk about, I just finished it because it's only 2 seasons. Short-lived, killed too soon. I just finished watching the show Heels on Netflix. So Netflix owns it now. It was a Star show, but now Netflix has the rights. So if they want to do something new with it, they can. But right now there's only like 16 episodes. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it is a really good show of kind of summing up what I love about professional wrestling.
Is it fictionalized?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 100% fiction. It's not
Right.
it's not like inspired by anything in like wrestling history. It's just kind of its own thing. The whole
Yeah.
plot of it is it's these two brothers. One is in charge of their family wrestling promotion. It's going to get real dark real fast, and I apologize.
Don't give it away.
Content warning. Well, it's like in the second or third episode, so I'm not really spoiling anything. But they inherit the business because their dad kills himself.
Oh, it's not that bad.
He shoots himself. It's not that bad.
Well, I mean, a lot of people shoot.
No, I know, and the build-up made it seem worse, but it is a suicide.
So hurtful.
Yeah.
So
it is
hurtful.
a sad story.
Yeah.
But so it's about the oldest. It's the tale as old as time, and that's what we love about pro wrestling. It's the eldest son following in the footsteps of his father and his brother joining him because his brother is one of the wrestlers. And then, like, those two are fighting for the belt. And, like, there's I'm not going to go into fucking, there's 16 episodes. I'm not going to go into every fucking storyline.
You got a weekend? Get it going.
Yeah, you could, they're about an hour apiece. So if you got a couple days to, weekend to knock it out. I knocked it out in a few days. I think the performances across the board are really great. Like, I think the cast, and I was looking at some of the things that some of the reviews said, and I do agree with some of the analysis I saw on that with, like, I think the second season they really lean into the strengths of the ensemble and I really, really liked where that went. And it's such a fucking bummer it got canceled because I'm like, I was really invested in it, and it ends on such a crazy cliffhanger where I'm like, there's more story to mine here. Even Stephen Amell, who I think has been kind of, I don't ever thought he was like the best actor, but I think he's great in this. I think
wasn't he Green Arrow?
Yeah, he was in Arrow. He was
interesting.
Yeah.
What a weird thing that CW just had like this entire DC metaverse for like 20 years.
It went forever, dude.
Right?
Forever.
They had like 7 shows. And like it's just kind of under the radar because the MCU was kicking so much ass at the same time.
I do want to say I have mixed feelings about Stephen Amell because he was kind of a dipshit during the whole strikes where like he was still trying to film and do shit.
Oh.
He didn't. Because he's like, I'll respect the union and I won't do that shit. But it's like, dude, like he was doing, I think at one point he did a panel with the people from some of the guy who played Diggle on Arrow. I'm pretty sure they started to do a panel while they were on strike. And it's like, you can't do that. Because they're like, well, how do we make money? I'm like, just sign. Just do signings at these cons. You don't have to do panels or whatever. But that aside, he's great in this show. I love all the storylines that goes through it, and again, it just kind of really does an amazing job of romanticizing professional wrestling because it really was a show that kind of made me think about everything that you are a fan of, right? Because there's a moment where they do a flashback episode in the second season, and they're doing like, this is before they realize they're going to keep the thing running. Like they're like, let's just do one more show to honor Dad and just kind of be on with it. And they end it, and they're like, the two brothers are like, oh my God, that was crazy. We tore the fucking house down. It was awesome. And they're like, well, why don't we? And then he just sits there, and a couple scenes before, his mom said, I wish you guys would stop. I can't wait for that thing to die. And it's stupid wrestling. It's just, your dad made a living fake fighting and playing pretend. It's stupid. And like, there's this cool moment where he like, it's just a genuine moment between brothers. And he looks at him and he just goes, it's not stupid. It's not. And he goes, what? He goes, nothing. And that like hit me into my core. And it's like when we do this podcast, we talk about comic books and we talk about these movies and all these other things. And it's like, dude, you just sit here and you talk about superheroes and this silly shit. And I'm like, it's not fucking silly to me. It is, but it isn't. It is all these things. And that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it fucking art, man. And that's why we love these things. And it was like, that was a cool moment in that show to like really encapsulate. Like you just have it's cool to watch a show and have a scene strike really hard with you. Being like, he's right. It is, pro wrestling is all of those things. It's silly. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. But it means something to a lot of people. And it's cool to a lot of people. And I feel that way about comic books and movies and everything, everything else that I love. But I recommend it. It's a great show. Tyler, what do you want to talk about?
Do
you want to talk about a show?
I want to talk about a show. I actually watched 2. I actually watched. Wow, that was unexpected. Turkey's done. What the fuck? I'm trying to do my goddamn long box. You're just twacking off over there. You're just flicking the bean.
That was closer. I'm sorry, everybody.
You should be apologizing to me.
No one listens to the show. You should be apologizing to me. You're right. Sorry, Tyler.
So, yeah, I agree. So, 2, while I was in my hotel in Florida, by the way, I went to Florida, which was fucking awesome. I got a ring to commemorate my little trip.
Amazing T-Bird at a live performance.
I performed live on Pensacola Beach on Saturday night, this past Saturday night, at a bar called The Break.
Balls were hanging out.
Oh, man. I could not stuff them back in to my shorts. They were so...
Send me a video of it. Didn't you send? Let me double check because I'm pretty sure you sent it when you were on stage because you said you were up at like it was late because it was open. It was like an open mic showcase thing. Right?
Well, yeah. So my two friends, Three the Real Music and Maddie J
Time out.
Music. What?
Do you want to save it for a different segment?
Yeah.
And talk about your long box. Talk about this and then
Long box. I did
hate
watch.
to interrupt.
No, you're good. Well, long box. I did watch 2 new things in the last week or so since we've talked last. But the one I'm going to talk about, and they're both excellent. Both start with a P, actually, which is weird.
Who are you looking at? There's no camera.
Poker Face is. I was trying to see how long you would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, look, I'm trying to listen. I'm not even looking at you. I look up and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
What's great is we don't have video, so what the fuck? That's just dead
all the
air.
more reason-
It's just dead air.
Will the show ever have video? I don't know. We talk about it, but who knows?
A lot of talk, no game. All right. So Poker Face
buddy.
is a show starring Natasha Lyonne, and its second season premiered like a month ago. Wow, a little while ago. And wow, okay.
Think of
I
that
said something
stupid
funny.
ass face you're making earlier. P.
Starts with
Natasha.
P.
Leon.
And she, so Ryan Johnson, the guy who did he's just great. He does a lot of great stuff. Brick,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Well, no. That was Shane Black.
But he did, the Knives Out movies,
Yes.
and then he did
This.
anyway. But he's
Wait, you don't like The Last Jedi? Anyway,
I think he was. I love him for trying.
they should have built on what he did
Yes,
instead of trying
I
to
love
erase what he
him
did.
for trying to say we don't have to remake Empire Strikes Back
Kill the
like you just remade
it.
A New Hope.
and they're like, no, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and then people flipped out, and instead of Disney going, "This is the way we like to give our creators da 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 da." Anyway, Ryan Johnson has a great way of just doing stuff. Like everything I've ever seen that he's made, and he's a writer,
Looper.
producer.
I like Looper.
Yeah, right. Writer, producer, director. Everything I've ever seen that he has anything to do with, it's just interesting. And I feel like Ryan Johnson is one of the few creators of content like that, of scripted, filmed content that gets the point of watching so much other content. You don't want to watch the same fucking thing over and over. You don't want to have the tropes, and you don't want to. You want everything to come on screen to be suspect. You want everything to come on that comes on the screen to be like, I don't know if that's true or not. You want to be led by the and then you finally get to the twist or what. Not always a twist. Sometimes it's just a different way of whatever.
Yeah, almost every writer writes to have a mystery in their story in some way.
And she started.
Because that's for us.
Yeah, and she started writing some shows, or the second one she actually directs. But the first episode stars Cynthia. Is it Irvio or Erivo from Wicked? Because I thought it was I thought it was Erivo, and then I'm just looking it up. I thought it was Erivo, and I swear, Erivo. Okay. She's British. I didn't know that. She stars in the first episode. Now, Charlie Cale is Natasha Lyonne's character. In the first season, she's on the run from these crime families because her friend got murdered, and she can tell when anybody's lying. Like, that's her superpower. Anytime somebody's lying, she automatically knows. She can't tell why they're lying or, what exactly the lie is, but if you're not telling the truth.
Yeah.
So the first episode, Cynthia Erivo plays multiple characters. And I don't think I'd ever seen her in anything. I knew she's in Wicked, but I don't think I've seen her in anything else except for like that Target commercial, And I'm serious. I don't think I have. But I'm excited to see more of her because she slays it in this episode. She kills it. It is awesome. She plays like 6 or 7 different characters, and every single one of them is different, and every single one of them is pitch fucking perfect. You know what I mean? Chef's kiss, right? But the second episode, I started watching it. It's only 6 this season, but the second season was in production when the strike happened, so that's why it took so long for the second season to come out. But it is a really, really good show. Again, Natasha Lyonne is endlessly hilarious and fascinating as Charlie Cale. She literally just walks around on screen looking as dumpy as possible and smoking a giant ass pink vape brick. Like constantly. The first episode, she constantly has a giant ass turkey leg in one hand. Just mowing on it. It's just like it's just those little things, you know. And so she's on the run, and you got to watch season 1. I don't want to get into why
hope.
she's on the. I'm just saying it's better to watch. I don't want to explain it to you because it's better to watch it. But anybody you can think of, the second episode stars Katie Holmes and Giancarlo Esposito as a couple that runs a funeral home. Yeah. So I highly recommend Poker Face if you have the notion. And if you don't, well,
Go fuck yourself.
I was going to say that, but I figured that was really rude. But go fuck yourself.
No, I knew where you were going. I knew you were going for that joke.
I was.
I know you, buddy.
You know me, buddy. You know me. Oh, you know what? I thought about something the other day.
What?
Because I saw that Stranger Things final season is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to tell you.
It's like 4 parts.
Because it hurts me.
Or 4 episodes.
It hurts me when you guys tell me that you're never going to watch The Wire. Like, it genuinely hurts me, right? So I figured out a way to get you guys back.
You keep saying
I figured
you're
out
gonna
a way
watch
to
that
get you
show
guys
and
back.
You never do.
I figured out a way to get you guys back.
You never watch it.
Stranger Things is my fucking Wire. Boom.
You said that before.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Did I say it on the show?
I think maybe not on the show, but I'm pretty sure we had a discussion where I have to.
I know I've said it up there.
Where you would have to watch an episode of that.
Oh, did we make a deal that? Okay. Yeah, but isn't an episode of Stranger Things like 9 hours long?
Not until the later seasons. The
Yeah.
last season is when they had an episode, I think that was like a fucking full-length movie. Like the finale was like 2.5 hours. And I thought that was going to be the end. I'm like, how?
Why would I want to watch a show that condenses my childhood and then feeds it back to me? Fuck you, Stranger Things.
Why would I watch a show about corruption in Baltimore?
The best part is, like, no matter how much we try, we can never out snotty each other. You know? We can never out, like,
Snark.
oh, well.
Ah.
Because as soon as one of us does it, the other one will do it better, and then the other one will do it better than that, and then it's just, before you know it, we're like, ah, ah, ah. Because, yeah,
fuck Baltimore.
we're not even saying words. We're just, ah.
Fuck Stranger Things.
Fuck Stranger.
Fuck strangers.
You know what? If you're not going to watch The Wire, you should watch Homicide: Life on the Street. Starring Yaphet Kotto
R.I.P.
and Richard Belzer.
Andre Bauman.
But all 3 of those guys are gone.
Fuck.
Yaphet Kotto, Richard Belzer, and Andre Brower, who is Huh?
He's the best thing.
Brower.
He's my favorite.
Fantastic. He was the best thing in Brooklyn 911.
No, yeah. He's my favorite character.
Brooklyn 99. 911.
All right. Comicbook.com, as we were just, browsing
Yeah, this is fun.
the headlines to try and get ready for tonight's show. Like briefly before we started recording, comicbook.com posted an article
Yeah.
on their website. It's by David Harth. This is the 7 worst retcons in comics ranked. Now,
Perfect.
neither of us have read this article.
No, we saw the headline and said, let's start the show.
Let's do it
and
fresh.
Yes. But we did see the first one, but we didn't. Yeah.
Excuse me.
What order is it in? Is it
It's
7 to 1?
1.
Okay, so the 7th worst.
Mm.
And here's my thing is you couldn't think of 8, 9, and 10, and that's why you made it 7.
That's always I find. Yeah.
I got to be honest. I
Just
could
do
find
5. Just do 5. If you can't get
I
10,
could find. There's been 10 retcons in the last 2 years.
well,
You could find
the
5 of
easiest
those.
one is Spider-Man. Was it One More Day?
Well, that's the first one or the 7th.
No, not in this one.
Oh.
This one's number 7. It says Apocalypse's Past with Oraco. Are you familiar with that? Are you popular?
Read it.
It's a lot.
Okay, well, is it during the Krakoa?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, I didn't read that, so no, I can't comment on it. What's 6?
The John Byrne Superman reboot is number 6.
Really? Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Hey, David Harth, why don't you take a flying fuck at a rolling donut? Why don't you take a flying fuck at the moon? Shove that up your butt, because that is one of the best. You
he
suck.
says Christ was an
I already hate this article. Sorry.
I'm just trying to see where he's mentioning it. Byrne was given the job of recreating the Superman mythos for the 80s, and he created a Superman that was entirely different from the original.
No.
Byrne's Superman was the ultimate Reagan-era yuppie, a more conservative version of the character than what came before. Byrne made him into an all-American, taking away his status as an immigrant by having him actually be born in a birthing matrix when he came to Earth. Then there's the changes Byrne made to Krypton, making it a cold, antiseptic society that worshipped science and was basically Vulcan in every way that counted. Byrne's Superman retcons are pretty popular for a long time, but as it's become easier to get pre-Crisis Superman comics, fans are realizing just how bad Byrne's changes were to the character.
Go to hell.
Number 5, this one might be one I don't know if we
So
can.
I don't like you, David.
Number 5, the 0-hour Hawkman retcons.
Sure. Honestly, any Hawkman retcons are terrible, because just leave him alone already. Jesus Christ.
Wow, this is one.
Well, he's had like 17 different origin stories. Is he a god that inhabits a human body, or is he an alien from Thanagar? Or both? Or who cares?
You're right.
That's my opinion on. Yeah, I agree with that one. Sure.
Number 4.
Okay.
Sue Dimby's sexual assault. Identity Crisis was a negative reputation because of the retcons of the Justice League history, especially one involving Dr. Light and Sue Dimby. Sue is killed in the first issue of the book and is soon revealed that Dr. Light is the main suspect because of a previously unknown attack he made on her. Light was able to get aboard the Justice League satellite at some point in the past and sexually assaulted her. Guys,
why?
Why?
What
you
was
know what
the
this
point of that?
You know what this reeks of is fucking Avengers 200.
Yes.
Like, why? Why? We don't need to be putting sexual assault in Avengers. Or if you're going to do it, at least we're doing it in a respectful, impactful way. You know what I mean? Don't just, oh my God.
Okay, let's break this down here, because we're both content creators.
Yeah.
And let's just say this. I wrote a novel one time, and in it, the main character at one point she does get assaulted, but that was her story as soon as it came into my head. That was part of her story, right? Because look, whether we like it or not, and a lot of Republicans want to tell you that no, this doesn't happen, but I can assure you, working for the Crisis Center in Denver, it does happen more often than you think. So sometimes people want to be real. You know, they want to make their art real. And so they're like, well, what if I did this to this character or whatever? But I got to be honest with you. I don't care to put any sort of, if I ever write another book or anything like that, I don't think I will ever feel the need to write that type of thing into a character's story or a book ever again, because I know it. I'd rather make my stuff real another way.
You also have to. You were also doing it from that character's perspective.
Also, yes, and also, here's another thing: is that there is something to be said for not sweeping things like this under the rug,
right?
Because there is a lot of that going on too.
It's a real thing that happens.
Yes, and it should be talked about, so that the more we talk about it, the more it's easier for victims to say, "I was," and for assaulters and rapists to get behind bars.
And that's what I'm saying. There's a way to tell that story about sexual assault in a respectful way, in an impactful way. Okay. And I think it, like some of those, I'm glad, some people, there was some discourse about the shit with Andor, and I'm like, I'm glad that sequence was in Andor, because it shows you how real this world is, like how realistic it is. Like, you wouldn't think that wouldn't happen to people in that situation?
You don't think that's happening in Gaza
happening right
every
now.
fucking day right now? In Gaza every day? You don't think that there are women in Gaza who are doing ungodly things just to survive? Fuck.
Yeah. So number 3.
How dare us as a society, honestly, right now, you folks. Everybody listening, how dare us right now? How dare us?
Yeah.
There are kids who are hungry and people being murdered for money and politics.
And we're funding it.
What kind of fucking creatures are we? Okay, back to the show.
You know we're funding that too. America is. Wolverine's memory implants at number 3.
Okay.
He's talking about the specifically the memory implants.
Wolverine number 50 back in the 90s.
I think he's mostly referring to the memory implants that were put in during the Weapon X storyline.
Yeah.
He says it also implanted false memories in the minds of Wolverine and other Weapon X subjects, and they did this in a variety of ways, including using a soundstage to create the memories, like scenes from a movie or TV show. And this is a very, very bad. Oh yeah, because that's the end of. Yeah, I fucking forgot.
So
about
Wolverine number 50 is a big book, and it is a great issue. It has a gatefold die cut cover. Okay, so the cover is like a manila folder, and Wolverine's cutting through it, right? So the front is like cut, and then you open it up and it's Wolverine, right? Oh, it's really cool, and it's a great book. And Mark Silvestri illustrates it.
For the most part, Weapon X, that story, and like it's an iconic storyline, and it's a cool book.
Yes, the
But
original
man,
one
did
by
he
the original one by Barry Windsor Smith, iconic. Yes. But let's be honest, somebody who grew up during all that Wolverine bullshit, it got really tiring. And after a while, you're like, when are they just going to reveal who he is?
I don't remember.
Every time they were like, finally, his truth revealed. It was like, no, it's just another red herring.
Logan, you know it's me. It's Mickey. I don't think so, bub.
Oh my God. God. X-Men Origins. Remember that book that the movie's based off of, right?
Well,
that was supposed to. That was
loosely,
after, but that was supposed to be. That was after I stopped collecting comic books regularly. So that was like late 90s, and I remember seeing it as an outsider and being like, "Oh, finally! They're finally just going to say this is it."
Yeah.
And guess what? A couple years later, that's shown to be mostly false. And you're just like, I don't fucking care anymore. He's Logan. He's got claws. He's Canadian. That's all I need to go.
Canadian.
I don't need to know any. I don't care who his high school sweetheart was. I don't care if he's in. If he fought in the Civil War with Sabretooth.
Hey, bub, I've been around for 200 fucking years. Bub.
I don't care. What are you doing now?
What are you doing right now? That's
And look, the whole him being part of
basically immortal.
The 70s, again, I can't stress to you how much of a love affair America had with they would have called it the Far East or the Orient at the time, but like Japanese and Asian culture was such a huge co-opt in America. Now, yes, in the 70s, that's when Burns started fleshing out his backstory about the about his time in Japan and Wolverine's time in Japan. But in the 80s, that's when it ramped up. In the 80s, Frank Miller's limited series.
Iconic
Yes, the cover. Yeah. And that's when it went okay, so he's a ninja now too. You're just like,
oh, he's Patch.
Oh yeah, right.
That's another thing. Why does Marvel always do shit like that?
Patch?
Hey, he's not just Hulk. He's Joe Fixit. Hey, he's not.
The Joe Fixit storyline was pretty cool, and the Patch storyline was pretty cool because, well, actually, the best storyline in the Wolverine comic book was when he stopped a bunch of cocaine smugglers in Madripoor, and the way that he gets the final guy is he jumps down into the sewer because he's running away in the sewer because that's the only way he can get away, and he jumps down into the sewer right in front of him, and he pops his claws, and he's like, by the way, I had the last of the coke. And, yeah. And the guy just shits his pants and runs away, and it's so fucking great. And later on,
oh, well, it was probably comic code. I didn't take it.
Yeah, later on he's like, no, of course I didn't. I mean, it wouldn't have done anything to me anyway because
he's the healing factor.
He can drink he can't even get drunk.
He does in the Deadpool movie. But I feel like it would have to be a lot.
Or you have to.
Steve can't because of his healing factor.
If you ever wanted to try and get drunk off near beers, if you've ever seen a flat of beers, like 24, you'd have to drink all those like in less than an hour to get a buzz off of near beer, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the same thing with real beer. In fact, he probably likes microbrews because the alcohol content's way up there.
That's why he drinks the hard shit.
That's all he drinks is Everclear.
That's why he's always drinking the fucking whiskey.
Moonshine.
You gotta drink the hard shit. Bub, I'm drinking pure.
Listen, bub.
I'm drinking pure ethanol.
Every time.
Also, Wolverine has been drinking so much ethanol he turned into Alex Jones for a second. I'll slice your ass.
At some point in the 80s, we would cut the tops off of pop cans, right? And it's real fucking sharp, right? Real sharp because it's sharp.
Aluminum.
Yes, it's aluminum, and it's thin and sharp. Anyway, be careful with that shit. But I can't remember why we did it. But I don't know, candles. I don't know, candle holders, whatever. But every so often, Wolverine would slice the top off of his cans in the comics, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna cut your mouth."
You know what? They don't do enough of him like popping a beer open.
Was that number 3?
Like one claw.
Are we still on the list?
We got 2 more. These next 2 are
I just want to make sure we were both thinking about that because I love this. But
number 2.
Yeah.
The new 52 retcons, all of them, I agree.
Fair.
I agree.
Absolutely. Hey, Jim Lee, shove it.
And of course, you were right. It's on the list. It wasn't number 7. It's number 1. One More Day.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't reading comics during this.
Help me. That is a stupid-ass storyline and will
yeah.
always be stupid.
Isn't that how they got rid of him and Mary Jane?
You know, that's another thing.
Right? Isn't that how they got rid of it?
Yeah. That's how they justified breaking them up.
Yeah.
Instead of writing this is why that comic books have always got the negative thing about being written by, like I don't think it's written by man children or anything like that. But
J. Michael Straczynski is a piece of shit.
I think it's written by people that like
and he wrote
could
this,
not
right?
be bothered to fucking write real relationships.
Yes.
Because rather than write a serious, legitimate, like heartbreaking story about divorce that's very real to your readers, you do this stupid shit. Because you got to be like, well, they're in tights, so it's... And I'm not saying every story has to be that, but I'm just saying it's better than this. It's better than bringing in the literal devil. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We can't be bothered to be mature enough to have a storyline about a failed marriage, and we can't show our hero failing... And we got to make him be able to fuck whoever he wants, so we got to eliminate everything that we spent all this time building up.
And you know what? Let's not even talk about the old man Peter Parker storyline or whatever that was. Where
killed her.
Yes! How fucking misogynistic is that? Good Jesus Lord. So, you know what, Spider-Man? You're not exactly on the right side of a lot of these storylines. Oh, hey, how did you really grow up? Oh, your girlfriend was killed by a supervillain? Oh, okay. Oh, gee, she got fridged before fridged was a thing?
Almost as...
You know what fridged is, right?
Wait, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it came from...
Green Lantern.
Not Guy Gardner. Kyle Gardner.
Kyle. No, it was Hal Jordan and his girlfriend.
No, it was Kyle.
John Stewart, actually.
No, it was Kyle.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he was the only Green Lantern at the time. Anyway, but didn't JMS also write Sins Past?
Yes.
Which says Norman Osborn. Keep in mind.
Oh, yes. Okay.
This is Marvel, by the way, who published this. Who published a storyline about a 50-year-old man, an older man at the very least, 40 to 50-year-old man, fucking a high schooler. Or did they say she was in college at that time? I don't remember. But either way, it's like there's better ways to make your heroes compelling and like doing shit like, well, the devil split up MJ and Peter. Other than she couldn't handle being married to Spider-Man because who could? Because it's, how could you? You can't necessarily go to marriage or couples counseling and be like, well, my husband's Spider-Man and, See, right there, Tyler?
Yeah.
Me just thinking that out loud was anything better than he wrote down.
Yeah. So
We're gonna move on to the books here in a second. But
yeah, that's fine. But fridging is a
it was Kyle, wasn't it?
term was coined by comic book fan and later writer Gail Simone in 1999, named after
Shout
an
out to Gail.
incident in Force Entry. Green Lantern Volume 3, number 54, 1994, written by Ron Mars. You're correct. The story includes a scene in which the title hero, Kyle Rayner, comes home to his apartment to find that the villain Major Force had killed Rayner's girlfriend. However, you're right. That is where the fridging thing came from. But
I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about too. But yeah, it's the whole idea that we have to brutalize a woman and kill a woman in a horrific way to.
Kat Matui, she was killed.
Oh, there's a real person?
No.
Oh.
Damn it. Don't. Okay. Kat Matui is later killed by Star Sapphire. She has remained dead since. But they don't even put it on the Wikipedia. You just had a whole Wikipedia page on fridging, and you can't even put that Jesus Christ. Anyway, it was very early in the 80s. They had Action Comics went to a weekly format, and what it was a double issue every week, and they would have 5 stories, and Green Lantern was one of them. And in one of those stories, Star Sapphire is trying to get back at Hal Jordan, and Jon Stewart is married to Kat Matui. And so Star Sapphire slaughters Kat Matui and stuffs her into her refrigerator.
Jesus.
And Hal Jordan finds her.
Oh, I got you.
That's what I was thinking about. But yes, Gail Simone brought it off. Kyle Rayner.
Don't question my Green Lantern knowledge.
You're right.
All right. That.
God,
Yeah.
Stupid ass.
But it's
shit.
just, it's so lazy to just.
It is.
Yeah, and also, before we get into the comics, I'm also currently reading a book. It's a book of fiction, but it's called Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix.
Why you put it away?
I don't know. I keep putting it in and out. I like the sound. Sliding. That book is a really interesting perspective.
Oh, that's too much, Tyler. Anyway, what?
That book's got a very interesting perspective of themes too, of like similar to fridging, of like what the slasher movies were doing with like,
oh God, yes,
how it treats women and like how that genre especially. Like, yes, there is the final girl, but most of the time women are spent topless and brutalized in those movies.
Well, dude, some asshole, probably Roger Corman, was like, what's the easiest way to combine sex and violence?
It's all about
naked ladies getting sliced up by a dude with, like, wow,
a machete,
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Why do you think I don't like horror movies?
I don't know. Well,
I really do not.
I
they can
enjoy
go to
them.
hell.
I like horror books, right? I read horror books and movies. I branch out, Tyler. You don't. Absolute
Flash number 3.
Flash number 3.
Yeah.
Why don't you just fucking stomp all over everything I do?
It's my job.
This is also, these Absolute books are frustrating because they put their credits at the back. Written by Jeff Lemire and drawn by Nick Robles or Robles.
Sure, Robles.
So the first 2 issues, it was Wally is going to be this book's Flash. He gets his powers connected to the Speed Force with Barry.
Somehow Barry died, but
dies.
we don't know.
I think Barry's going to come back as Reverse Flash later on.
Probably.
That's probably what he's setting up. But anyway, Captain Cold and Boomerang and
Trapster and
essentially all of the Flash traditional villains are chasing after
most
Wally
of his rogues,
because his dad is on the military base where the accident happened, and he wants him back because he's like, "Hey, I need my son back. I'm worried about him." Also, he just fucking collided with the Speed, like some other shit we don't even know about.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, because everybody is trying to just say, and it's deliberately like that, and like.
Most of this third book, to me, if I remember correctly, is honestly just, hey, he's still trying to figure stuff out. The most interesting thing about this book is Gorilla Grodd.
I want to get to that. So,
other than that, it's just really good art and funky. Like, what's going on? I don't know.
I fucking love the art of this book. Like,
I do too. But
when I turn to this page, I gotta say, Captain Cold can get it, man. Captain Cold's hot in this book.
Wow.
I'm just saying he's got me feeling a certain type of way.
Hey, I felt that way about She-Hulk, so don't feel bad. Many times.
Hey man, it's 2025.
Sometimes 3 times in a day.
It's sexuality's fluid. It's 2025.
Comic book babes.
So yeah, the most. Why am I like I'm reading to your child? The most interesting thing about this book is it's not Gorilla Grodd though. It's just Grodd.
Yeah, they just call him Grodd.
He's not a gorilla though.
No, he's
he
a
is an
monkey.
ape.
A little monkey.
But yeah, he's a much smaller.
And
ape.
you know, after this, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
'Kay.
My dog's getting.
No, just after this, we're.
But one thing I like about this is this book is taking some chances. It's
Yeah.
still. It's like it's doing what we liked about the best Absolute books is tweaking it just enough and making changes just enough. And this book takes the biggest leap.
Yes.
Because those first 2 issues, it's very much we agree it was really cool and we liked the design, the aesthetic.
But the rogues are still the rogues.
It
They're
was
just
still
in
very
it.
much a Flash book.
Yes, the rogues, his
A
rogues
traditional
gallery
Flash
are
book.
still his villains. Here, they're still trying to get him. You know, whatever. It's just they're doing it in a slightly different way. You know, and then
And I would say this does a better job than Absolute Batman does in taking a traditional villain and
Yes.
making him an ally. Because Gorilla Grodd has always been
although
a Flash
Absolute
villain.
Batman is gonna make Killer Croc anyway, you fucking losers.
Well, I know that whole thing is gonna. They're all beginning.
They're all gonna turn into heels. Gee, guess what?
But no, and that's one of the things I was like, hell yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
why I get excited. You and I keep talking about it. Every time we read these Absolute books, it's that. We want those moments of like, okay, this is where we're making changes. This is the fun stuff we're doing.
You're holding on that page because I don't want you to go past there. When I
You want to hold it?
when
My
I
book.
I remember when I got because I don't really think about what's going on in the books when I pick up my books from the store. I just go, do I need that one? Do I whatever.
Yeah.
And so that was in my pull list, so I got it, and I'm like, and I see the cover, and then I remember, oh yeah, Grodd.
Yeah,
I wonder what's
He was the cliffhanger too. Yeah.
no kidding, because his other rogues are already villains against him and stuff. I'm like, well, he's probably gonna like shock him and knock him
gonna
out or
turn on
something,
him, yeah.
right? And the page you were just on,
Oh, when they touch fingers.
unexpected, dude, unexpected,
Oh, I loved it.
unexpected.
I
Wait a second, what?
so I want to be clear.
They're gonna be
I wanna
allies.
I want to be clear too.
He's gonna turn on his masters and help.
Tyler,
That's cool.
my favorite animal is the gorilla. So I love Gorilla Grodd. I think
Gorilla
he's,
Grodd.
Gorilla City, all that shit.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, bunch of anthropomorphic
And
apes.
I'm going to tell you right now, as a
dirty.
Grodd fan, Stan, whatever you want to call me, I'm fucking in on this change. This is cool. I like it.
Let's not
'Cause, yeah,
forget.
It's like, okay, oh shit, they're connecting. Like, I don't know. It's just cool because one, he's not a gorilla, and two, the idea of like, okay, why wouldn't Grodd see what's happened to Wally? And it does. He does these really cool flashbacks, these really beautiful pages.
Right, that's one of the cool things about
So-
this book. It's like 4 or 5 pages.
And of course, like, I just love this. Like, the whole time, it keeps saying connection. And whenever Grodd is touching him, he's getting connections. And it says connection. I think what was connection 1? What was
I don't know
Barry.
if
It was Barry.
Grodd. I know Grodd is super smart in the comics, in the
Yeah.
regular universe. Yeah.
Connection 1. Barry.
I think there's that.
yeah,
I don't think he's telepathic in the comics,
He
is he?
is.
Okay. So
That's how
really,
that's how
so
he
really,
talks.
all we're doing is
it depends.
all we're doing is just making him a chimp instead of a gorilla. That's really all we're doing,
Yeah.
and that's cool as fuck.
And
His still thing is his brain, right? It's just he's a smaller
and
monkey.
his brain is exposed. Normally, his brain is not. He's just a smart gorilla.
During his recollections, he's clearly been experimented on. He's probably a
Right. And-
product of science.
Yeah, connection, and then it says connection 2, Grodd, and so like yeah, they have their moments of sharing what they went through, and then like yeah, God man, like this shit where they show their families, and you see what happens to Wally's mom, and she dies of cancer, and like
They bond.
they bond. That's it. And in that moment, Grodd realizes like no, Wally's not the villain of this story. He's just scared. I'm scared. We
And
need to
then they band together.
and they're like, we need to get out of here. So they run away.
Yep.
And
That's the rest of the book.
yeah, they talk telepath. It depends on how they write it. I've seen him actually talk with his mouth. But
Oh, yeah,
I've
yeah,
also
I have
I've
too.
also seen this where he's only communicated telepathically.
When he's in the apps or Brave and the Bold, that show, remember that?
Mhm.
The Batman show, he talks.
I'm pretty sure in the live
his
action
mouth.
Flash show,
I have no
They were
idea.
smart enough not to try and animate his lips.
Yeah.
So he just communicates
That's so
telepathically.
crazy to me that there's a live action Gorilla Grodd
And a
out
king
there.
shark
Oh yeah, I know.
before the Suicide Squad movie. Even.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
And they
There's
look
all
good.
there's all sorts of live
Hey.
action stuff in Agents of Shield that I've never seen.
We still haven't seen, dude.
Robbie Reyes was cool looking.
I don't know what James Gunn's gonna do, but I ache for a fucking Gorilla Grodd in a Flash movie. I want it. You know what? That's
when
the
we
thing,
get
too.
back,
I want a proper Flash movie. Fuck this multiverse shit
Yeah.
to hell. I'm done with it. Just give me a Flash movie where he's fighting Gorilla fucking Grodd or Captain Cold. That's it.
yeah. When we get back, I want to talk briefly about the Superman movie before we move on to the next person.
All right, we got 2 more comics to talk about today.
Yeah,
No.
and
No. Yeah, 3 more. A trade and 2.
well, we're doubling this up.
Yeah.
There's a book. It's on number 3 now, and we have the first 2. I just brought Jake the third one, because I want to read it. I don't know if we'll review the third one, but the double. There's 2 of them, and it's a Peacemaker presents the Vigilante Eagly double feature. And one of the cool things about both these books is that each one starts with a vigilante. And then there's a
It's
a vigilante diary
Yeah.
entry by Freddie Stroma, who's the guy who played the thing in right. And that's number 2. Wait, what?
Hey, you're on number 1.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a 5-issue miniseries. James Gunn is consulting on it because
Yep.
this is a comic book seinoff. Sequel.
Probably prequel.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, this is
middle between.
We've talked about it on the show
stuff.
before. People, we're not. You read comics, you get it. Like
Yeah.
they have the second season of Peacemaker's coming up in August, so they got to get something out in a book to get you interested and keep that bait that hook. So yeah, this exists.
The Vigilante in A Time for Fables Chapter 1 and Eagly in Peaceful Vacation Chapter 1. And Peacemaker's with Eagly, by the way. Anyway, story consultant on both is James Gunn. The Vigilante is written by Tim Seeley, art by Mitch Gerads, and his art is fantastic. It looks like Freddie Stroma and
Yeah, and John
Chris
Cena.
Smith and John Cena. The Eagly is written by Rex Ogle, pencils and inks by Matteo Lolli. The art in that part is a little different. It's a little more comic booky, but it's still really good. If you watch season 1 of Peacemaker, you will fucking love these books. They are exactly when you get to 3 on your, text me on the Vigilante part, because you read the second one where he thinks he's a robot,
Oh my God.
right? Okay, I'm not even going to tell you how he gets there because you got to go out and get this book.
We're gonna spoil Batman Off-World. All right, you keep letting me spoil books.
I know.
Why can't we just talk about it?
What do you mean?
Well, you keep saying we're not going to talk about the whole thing. You want to talk about the second issue?
Because I want to spend time on
All right.
Batman Off-World. That's a big book, dude. This is 2 issues. They're already
6.
on 3.
That's 6.
I know. But this is 3 issues. It's already
Yeah.
3 out, and you have
They're
time to go
short,
get
too.
them.
Because it's 2 stories, it's literally like 11 pages each. So it's a pretty quick read.
One other thing about the book that I loved, and this is actually from the original Vigilante in the comics iteration, the original Vigilante when he was hard boiled and fuck off. You know, he was basically a watered down Punisher. He had 2 villains, 2 super villains. One was named Cannon, and the other one was named Saber. And the best part about that is that whoever created them, they were partners in the book, in the original book.
Oh, the joke in that.
It's true.
It doesn't make sense.
For some reason, no. The writer who made it thought, wouldn't it be cool if they were partners and the guy who uses guns is Cannon
different.
or
Yeah.
is Saber, and the guy who uses sabers is Can? Yeah, the guy who made him up is an asshole. Basically, he thought he was being clever, but he just
A
basically
shitty,
made himself
Power
look
Ranger,
stupid.
too.
It's dumb, dude. Yeah,
I love
Oh
it.
my god, yes. I highly recommend it. It's great. There's just the story with Chris Smith, Peacemaker, is he's going on vacation.
Yeah, and he doesn't want Vigilante to go.
Right.
So,
They're connected a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm getting kidnapped by the
Something.
controller.
Yeah. And so yeah, Vigilante's ripping faces off, and Peacemaker is trying to save a bunch of people on vacation from getting hunted to death, hunted for sport. So that's gist of it, and it's good stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the main event. It's time for Batman Off-World, written by Jason Aaron, art done by Doug Mahnke,
I think.
Also, Jamie Mendoza and David Barron.
Probably colors and letters. So just to kind of preface this a little bit, we've talked about this on the air. On our show about Batman Off-World. I think we mentioned it.
Yeah, because we can never get number one.
We forgot, and by the time we realized, we could never find it.
You're so funny, too, because you and I talked about it, and we were like, okay, it's going to be around this time. It was going to be April or May that the trade was going to come out, because it's a miniseries.
Yeah.
And you were like, well... You didn't see it over. Well, I don't think it's over here, man. I don't think it's here. I'm like, dude. So, like, you checked all the new floppies, the single issue comics. You check over here, and I was like, you just walked right past the brand new trades, and it's sitting right there. It's like you walked right past it. So
I wasn't looking for the trade. I didn't even know the trade was out.
Oh, I did.
I
thought you knew it.
No,
okay.
Every time I go into Jay's to get books, I don't anymore because we got the trade. But I would look because the way that Jay's has their books is they have a wall with all the new stuff out that week, and then everything else is in stacks, right? So if you have a book that's like on issue number 6 on the new wall, you might find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the stack. You know, there might be like 3 6s and 2 5, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So every time I went in there, I would look to see if Batman Off-World number 1 was done, was there, because then we could start reading it. But yeah, the other day I totally walked past it because I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Hey, dude,
right here.
It's $20.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Considering it's a 6 issues, you're paying about 5.
A full color? I mean, I think that's pretty good. Anyway,
I want to see if I can get a hardcover.
so we finally.
I need to get that.
I'll bet you
and
there is.
Batman Full Moon. I want to get that one too.
We finally got to get it and read it, and
can I just say up front? Because we're not going to break down every page. It's 6-issue miniseries. We're going to spoil the whole thing. So we're going to talk about the whole thing. So go read it. It's good.
Yeah, before you come back.
And come back. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to let you go first because I'm the Batman guy here. So
When
you like Batman too, but I obviously like him
when
more.
this came out, I believe Absolute Batman was out or close to it. And then also there was Batman Dark Age, which was the same team that made Superman Space Age, which we loved. And I loved Dark Age. It was a great book. But that's why I was, for some reason, like all these great like DC stories were happening. I'm like, this is cool.
I
And
wish
then
Marvel would do it.
yeah, no shit. And then Jake told me, he's like, you know, there's this story called, or this comic called Batman Off-World, and I was like, okay. And finally got to see. So I'm obviously very. I mean, it's Batman in space. Come on, what the fuck? It's Jason Aaron. I mean, what the fuck?
A young
right?
Batman in space.
It's his
first Batman.
It's after
story.
year 1, right?
So yeah, this is.
He's only been Batman for a year.
year.
He states it. Yeah.
Dude, what sold
Which is
me on
crazy.
it? What's the elevator pitch of it is genius, and it sold me immediately when I heard about it because the idea was Batman gets his ass beat by an alien. And then goes to space to learn how to fight aliens. He's like, well, it's already happened. There's going to be more aliens coming to Gotham, and I got to know how to fight them.
That's basically the gist of the book.
And I can just say, I love this fucking book. I loved it. Just because Batman is a psychopath, and it's awesome.
He's fucking psycho. There's literally
True to the character.
There's literally a babe who's like, hey, instead of going off and getting killed, why don't we
have
go
sex?
make babies somewhere forever and ever and ever till we die and live in peace? And he's like, no, babe, gotta beat up aliens. And it's like, you suck, Bruce Wayne.
But you know what?
Totally would have gone with the alien lady.
True to the character.
Yep, absolutely.
And
But you still suck, Bruce Wayne.
What did you think of this? So you were like, what the hell? Because you had the same idea. Like, holy shit, that sounds awesome. What is this?
Well, I mean, it's comic books, right?
Batman in space. How could you not love it?
Nobody. If anybody comes up to me and goes, "Hey, that's not realistic," shut the fuck up.
I don't give a.
Now, there were a couple times when I was reading the book that it was hard for me to suspend my disbelief because he is in space. And these aliens, most of the aliens he's fighting are like 12 times his size. And it's weightless. And they're breaking his arms and shit as they hit. There's obviously the possibility he just is in an airless environment and die. You know what I mean? So once I was able to suspend my disbelief enough out of the way, because you have to. You can't be thinking, well, this is kind of really dangerous. Duh. But it's a comic book. The main character isn't going to get just thrown in an airlock. And if he does,
you have to
it does happen in one moment, and he gets rescued like right away.
Tyler,
so
that's the second issue. That's what's crazy too.
I know.
I'm glad he got that out of the way here.
No shit.
Because he has to do that. If you're going to put someone like Batman in space, you're going to have to address the fact that motherfucker's going to get shot in space at some point. And how are you going to get him out of that scenario? And,
so the book is that it starts off though. I don't think it's revealed until, is it in the first issue? Or the second? Are you sure? It doesn't start the book.
It starts with him getting found on the vessel.
Yeah.
They find
so
him.
he's already in space. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't start off the book, but later on they flashback and show that
Gotham. Oh, gotcha.
And this guy just beats his ass. But it starts with him being in space, and he's trying to learn how to fight aliens, and while he's learning how to fight aliens,
the art of this book is just phenomenal.
He realizes that there's this consortium, this giant galactic mining corporation. So yeah, Batman's a socialist, bitches. Fucking sorry. Which is dumb because his character's rich because of capitalism. But anyway, like, hey, why don't you use some of your money that you make all your bat toys with?
Spend that money to beat the shit out of those poor people.
So the first issue is basically, and you can delve more into each page if you want for the first one, but the first one is basically wakes up on the what?
The art, man.
Yeah. Wakes up on this ship where they found him, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And
they also, it's funny because he's in the bat suit, so they just assume he is a
bird,
a bird person.
Yes.
And it's established later that they know of Thanagarians, so they know of bird people.
Yes.
So it makes sense that
in
he's
fact,
just like,
he fights a Thanagarian. I don't know if I like that character.
I love that.
I did.
No, here's what I loved.
A Wolverine style Hawkman.
You realize that you say that out loud, it sounds cool, right?
I fucking know. That's what I hate about it.
You're jealous you didn't think of it. That's the problem. So, as a Batman fan, I fucking dug this so much because
if you're a Batman fan,
you gotta read
it stays true to the character to the point of absurdity.
I'll say it right now. If
the alien chick's hot, okay? It's absurd. Go with the alien chick.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Rule number one.
She's literally in his lap making out with him.
Rule number one in sci-fi is
take the time to have sex.
You make love to that green woman. You do it.
Because you might die.
Because you know who first did it? Captain Kirk.
Also, you might die in the next 10 seconds because, like, a leak happens in the ship.
Does he know? I mean, she obviously looks
she's
like
the same as Starfire.
Okay.
From Teen Titans.
Say my thing is like,
she's a
how would he have how would they have sex? Because maybe she doesn't have a vagina.
No, she does.
How would that work?
Well, because Dick Grayson had sex with Starfire a lot.
He did.
So
they dated.
If it was only anal, I would have heard about it.
Oh yeah, you're right. She is. From
I would have heard about it.
Planet is Starfire. Yeah, but first of all, this is such a crazy story to pitch as his first Batman story. And I'll say right now,
Tamarinian is what she is. That's what also I can't
Starfire.
remember her name in the book, but yeah, the alien that
Ione.
Yeah, great name by the way.
Anyway, I was saying that I want to see more of what Jason Aaron can do with Batman because he's such an interesting writer because I have Like that Punisher book was crazy good, and this book is amazing. Like, and
I forgot he
you're
did
right.
that Punisher book. and
I
loved
had
that.
some moments. I liked parts of his Wolverine Weapon X. I haven't read his other Wolverine stuff, but anyway, the part that I was like, okay,
Didn't he do that Avengers thing that I was just geeking out over but last year?
10,000 BC or whatever.
No, it was like they brought the Celestial to the fight to the end of the universe.
Yeah,
wasn't that Aaron's run?
Ghost Rider?
Wasn't that Aaron's run? Yeah, they inhabited. Yeah.
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 Anyway, this is the part.
See, I'm a big fan of Jason Aaron.
This is the part where I'm like, okay, I get what you mean, because there was another part in the book too, but there's a part where
within the first 10 pages, you're like, this
he
shouldn't
shows
even
up,
work.
He throws a smoke bomb, fights off all these aliens, and then the big bad shows up,
kicks his ass,
and it's Captain Sin, and he shows up and he lights him up with a like electro-powered glove. So he like shocks him with 10,000 volts, and he's like, it does no scratch. But here's what makes me laugh, because I'm like, okay, Jason. Because there are times when Jason Aaron gets a little bit like, I'm writing a comic book. And I love him for it, because I'm like, okay, whatever, we're in space. He's like, he hit me 3 times, only remember 2. First punch broke 4 ribs, dislocated my right hip. Second, shattered my nose and cracked my orbital
socket.
Bone. Surprised the third didn't kill me. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What? I love it.
We understand that you want to convey to the reader that he is hurt, but do you know what one cracked rib feels like? I'll bet you don't, and I'm pretty sure there's no codeine in space. So Batman is in incredible fucking pain, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta be... As much as I love the fucking hallway scene and the stairwell scene in Daredevil, before any of that is done, he's dead. They're all dead from concussions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, Jason, calm the fuck down, dude.
Well, and it keeps getting crazier later because...
Oh, Jesus Christ. He
tames
space wolves.
It doesn't bother me. I love that
He
shit.
tames space wolves.
Have some fucking fun in your life. It's a comic book.
Anyway, so he goes to space to fight all these aliens.
Hold on. He meets Ione.
You're going to go page by fucking page,
I'm not going
aren't you?
page by page.
Looks like it.
Because I go, you also have to suspend your disbelief because he also says shit like this. It's been 6 weeks since Wayne Enterprises purchased a prototype long-range shuttle from Star Labs under the guise of developing a commercial spaceflight business. And I'm like, that seems like it's the most ridiculous thing, but then I'm like, wait a minute. Elon Musk tries to make stupid space rockets all the time. So I'm like, wait, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's... Okay, shout out to PunchBot.
Yeah, PunchBot's pretty cool.
What's great about this is Aaron does a really good job.
PunchBot gets to hit back?
And that's why I'm like, okay, I want to see what he can do with actually playing around in Gotham. But what I love about this book is it's also very funny at times. Like, well, she says
it's humorous. I wouldn't say funny.
Well, funny, but yeah, has some really fun, humorous moments. But, like, this next part where she talks about... So he meets Ione in prison, and she's like, you don't want to get out? What do you... Then so you what? You want to be here? And it's like, you're picturing their pretty face, lovebird. Tell me, this lover of yours that's worth you being locked up in this ship full of war-hungry, space-crazed psychopaths. They got theirself a name, and then it just shows a big street sign that says, welcome to Gotham, you're going to die. And I was like, mwah, I love that. That's awesome. That's Batman. Like, and you know what? She's like, this city of yours must be beautiful is what she says later in the story. It's like, it's not. It's a shithole.
Yeah.
But again, I think what Jason Aaron does so well in this story is promote the fact that Batman is crazy. And it really gets, I think, ramps up in the next few issues. Because, like, yeah, towards the end of the first issue, we finally establish the dude showing up and beating the shit out of him.
The thing about the reason why I don't like reading trades of miniseries is because the cliffhangers at the end of issues do not matter to me because I know I'm going to turn the page and find out what happens.
Yeah.
So that is why I didn't want to go like issue to issue or whatever because it's a book to me.
Yeah.
And the start is he gets beat up by an alien. There's a flashback, and they actually flash back to Gotham a couple of times in the book when he's not there,
Yeah.
to look in on the other alien that whoever hired or whatever, to like a mobster or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I also love the fact that the book just says, fuck it, some mobsters hired an alien, dude.
yeah.
Somehow.
But so he somehow gets out of that like
He and
or
Ione
the
break
galactic
out of the...
mining whatever.
So it's called
Yeah, I don't know.
Storm, right?
Well, that's that. They break out of that, and then he realizes that there's this company that they've been working for called the Galactic Mining Corporation, and he wants to take them all down.
I want to point something out.
What?
So this whole story is all about. So at this point, they're gonna they break out of this prison that they're in.
Yeah.
Right?
The storm is this giant cloud, and I won't get into it because
It's a giant ship.
you should read the book.
Oh my god. We said spoilers.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I'm not going to get it because the way I could describe it is not as good. You need to read the book to get the
I see what
full
you're saying,
force
yeah.
because it's really cool. But basically, Captain Sin runs it, and then they buy army, or they kidnap people and make them into army and also workers for the Galactic Mining Corporation.
Storm chasers are what Ione was, and they would go and get.
But she betrayed.
They would go
or something.
get
She was in
people
jail.
for the Empire or for the Storm or whatever, and they worked for the Black Sun
Blackstone.
Black Sun Mining
Black Sun,
Company.
yeah.
So anyway, and this is where the book gets crazy. So he finally encounters Sin, who is the guy that's running everything, and he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And
Because he's been training with Punchbot. Punchbot showed him how to figure. Because he's like,
Punchbots are training robots that they literally meant to spar. And he says, "Hit me back." Like
because he wants to learn how to fight different
absorb their
aliens.
punishment too. Yeah, and learn how to defend against their
And
fighting.
Punchbot's all about it. He's
So
like,
he
"I'm gonna
fights
hit
with
back."
Sin and loses and gets shot into space. And this is where you're like, okay, he's spacewalking. But I'm sitting here thinking, we are not that far into the book, and I'm like,
Of course
okay,
he's not going to be dead.
I'm glad that he got it out of the way in issue 2, because he knows he has to address that, like I said earlier. So he gets shot into space, and this is one of my favorite things, because even in space, where I was thinking, reading this book, he's going to kill them because he doesn't care, because they're aliens. He only doesn't care about killing humans. He'll kill like robots and AI and stuff, because that's not.
He actually shouts a bunch of times in the book, "No killing."
No killing. We will not kill. And this is a great moment. I'm like, fuck yeah. Jason Aaron gets Batman, where he's like, he says, "I'm a child again, terror-stricken, trembling through darkness, down through a cave without end, falling farther from home. Gotham, I have failed you." But he says, "At least the other prisoners escaped. I only escaped. I try to focus on that. Focus on those I saved, and it makes a difference. I really do try." He goes, "It turns out it makes a difference, all of it. Every life. Every last punch." I'm like, fuck yes. Like, if you're going to say that he's not going to kill, have a really fucking impactful reason to say that, and he did it there. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, okay.
And he gets rescued.
I'm on board with that. And because of that, they save him. Because I only saves him because she's like...
Also a book, and he's the main character. Like, they're not.
It's a Batman book, dude.
They're not gonna let him
He's
die.
a Batman book.
book.
It's a Batman book.
So
So then we land on the
but
planet.
she thinks he's crazy because she's like, "What the fuck?
Go home.
We're free. Let's get the fuck out of here. You go home or come with me and let's do it all the time." And
Let's get
that's
free.
actually not what she says. She's just like, "Hey, let's go off and live
She
live in
clearly
peace."
Is falling for him.
Yeah. But so they get
He
to
is for
a planet where Black Sun has completely just destroyed it. What it was is never going to be again.
It's where Sin is
And
from.
there are these people that are just attacked by these cybernetic space wolves. And Batman goes and tames them. So then for the rest of the book, he's got a space wolf steed, which
But again,
super cool.
Arcane. But yeah, that whole thing of him being on Sin's home planet and then taming a barbed wolf. Because let me just go back to that. Again, I want to point something out to this. And then we can skip ahead. But I just, like...
The Stormers, by the way, are still like around. Like
when he's
Captain
like
Sin and
I just
stuff
want
is
to talk
still
about
out there.
some of these lines, these inner monologues that make me. Stop.
I know.
I'm not,
I just know.
I'm not doing the whole.
I
Whatever.
love you. I love you. No,
I'm not
come
doing
on.
the whole book.
Pause it.
Jesus.
Pause it.
My
Word
point
bubbles.
was, I just wanted to like.
There's great bits of dialogue in here. I cannot
because it
disagree.
nails the inner monologue of Bruce. He's such a tryhard. Like the fact that he's like, I am the Batman of Gotham. And then he's like, I have traveled farther from Earth than I can fully comprehend, and yet I am home. And I'm going to fight this fucking wolf. And the fact that he fought this fucking space wolf for hours is like, okay, Jason.
Oh, yeah. When he describes it, it's like, shut the fuck up. All right? Like, let's stop with the whole hyperbole. But it is really cool because now he's got a fucking space wolf steed.
Approaches him and tries to say, like, we don't need to fight this war. Let's just fucking be together.
The whole point of all this
suit from her scraps and it's badass.
The whole point of like him going to that planet was, I think, to survive and like kind of hide out. But then he saw the whole wolf thing.
She
He's
found him.
Yeah, and then that's how. Yeah, so his mission is still not done, and I think he knows about the Black Sun Mining Corporation, but his main thing now is he wants to beat up Captain Sin and break the Storm Chaser thing so that they're not kidnapping people from worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And
that's what all that, I think 3 and 4 kind of is that he goes and basically beats the shit out of Captain Sin.
Again, I choose.
Wastes
I could go home and because he broke free and she's again.
We haven't even gotten to the Blood Twins, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's built up to this.
Those guys.
So issue 3.
Those fucking creeps.
I know. I'll get there in a minute. That's my point. So issue 3 is pretty much, and I'm thinking, okay, he's trying to do 2 things because like. I'm reading through it. I'm like, we're halfway through the book, and he's defeated Sin, and he is now running the Storm Chaser.
Yeah.
Or the Storm. He runs the Storm, and instead of enslaving these people, he's saving them from the rule of the Black Sun, whatever.
And then he turns his attention to
the Black Sun.
Right. And everybody's like, you're fucking crazy,
Just
dude.
go home.
What is your problem? Why are you here?
And again, Jason Aaron nails it. That's the fucking problem with Batman. He's obsessed with this shit. And Jason Aaron finally says what needs to be said.
He
wants this.
Yep. He can't help but fight injustice. That's who he is.
He wants war.
It doesn't matter
that
it's not his home. It doesn't matter that it's not his people. It matters that these are thinking, sentient beings that
they deserve to be free.
Yes. That's it.
And he goes, that's one thing that's universal. He's like, I don't understand your customs and they're different than mine.
Yeah, they
but
talk
that's
about,
yeah.
He does this whole, that's what you should read. He talks about like how there's a planet where like people like, he talks about like a couple of customs that he's like, I don't understand those, but I would never, I can't remember. Anyway.
Well, here he
read
says,
the book.
I see Gotham drenched in blood. I imagine Two-Face escaping from Arkham, bodies heaped in the streets. Gordon lighting the signal night after night with no one answering the call. I feel myself growing more desperate to get home, angrier than that still, where I have to be right where I have to be. God, I can't read. Blah, 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 blah. And then the war storm comes upon another mining colony, another planet of enslaved people, and we intercept another cargo of plundered orphans, and I know that this is a fight I cannot abandon. I know that Batman still has work to do out here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. And I understand where he's like, you kind of see where Batman is coming from on one level, but I still think most sane people, and that's what I love when he drives home with the rest of the series, is like would have gone home and not done this. Yeah. But that's why he's the Batman. So he continues to do this, and he runs the storm. He also realizes that Batman can become a symbol of hope because people are flying flags. And then we meet a new character for this, the Thanagarian. And the first thing I thought...
Oh, God, the Thanagarian.
The first thing I thought was like... Hawkman is reincarnated as like Lobo or something is what I first thought. And I was like, is it Hawkman? It's got to be Hawkman.
It's not Hawkman.
Well, the first
I
thing...
can't remember his name.
When he shows the mace, I'm like, he's a fucking Thanagarian. And the next thing I know, he pops the wings and he's flying. It's such a cool page, dude. His design's awesome. All the character designs are so cool. So he's
I like the Blood Twins. Those
the
are
Blood Twins are
weird.
the main people that run they run the
So,
Black Sun.
yeah,
they sick the Thanagarian
yep.
on Batman.
And one of them is just creepy, and then the other one whispers something to you, and you rip your face off.
One is what they would call on Reddit a muscle mommy. She's this big, strong chick. And yeah, there's another one, her twin brother.
Little creepy little
He's
fuck.
like whispers apparently drive people in crazy, and like some people's heads explode. And
I don't want to get too much into how he beats them because
it's so
largely 5 and
so
6
awesome.
is 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2 is him getting his ass beat. 3, 4 is him changing and getting the Storm Chaser thing and realizing he has a bigger battle ahead of him. And 5, 6 is basically him taking the fight to the Blood Twins. And I got to reiterate, everybody that hears him say it, he's like, are you fucking nuts?
Because you think that
He can just whisper at you and you will tear your face off.
at the end of
Whatever he whispers to you.
this 5th issue, it makes it seem like
I want to see one part.
you bitch.
I'll hold the page. Go ahead.
Well, by the end of the 5th issue, it looks like that Ione, because she's mad because she's like, all I ever wanted was just to like have a life with you, and you couldn't put this aside. You had to just continue this war. We took this fucking ship. She's like, you went all this way from home to the Slag Galaxy where we're at to do all this to just for nothing.
Yes.
Like.
So
To continue this war forever, because you're gonna die. You can't keep fighting these fucking aliens. You know what I mean? They're stronger. They're bigger. You're not gonna keep doing this. You're just a human.
I'll spoil one part. God damn this fucking microphone! It's
Dude,
like a fucking.
take it
It's like a
off.
dick that needs Cialis.
Use it.
Just going limp without
Take
me
it
knowing.
easy.
I'm just like, man, don't go limp now. I do want to do kind of one thing. At one point, Batman is trapped, and it's part of the plan. You'll see. But the little creepy guy is whispering to him, and obviously you're like, oh shit, right? And that's the the thing or whatever, the cliffhanger of that issue. And then 6 opens up, and you realize, and the sister at some point says like, why is this taking so long? And finally, you see Batman coming out, and he says, he spoke horrors to me. I speak truth to him. I tell him of an orphan in an alley, a bat through a window. I tell him the story behind each and every one of my scars. I tell this killer of billions that no matter the horrors he spews, his galaxy will be free. I tell him all of this in so many words as I whisper over and over again, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Right?
He gets it. He fucking gets it, man. He just gets it.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Because he's got him down on the floor, and he's all like, da-da-da, and Batman just finally gets up, and the sister's like, why is this, and Ione comes in, and there's a whole, I don't want to get too much into it, because I really do, it's 1999, you can't really find a better value than that. It's a great book.
I'm going to try and get a hardcover.
Yeah, but, again,
but
it's
following that
so good.
shot into them storming in.
Yeah.
But this panel of him whispering that is such a great example of how you fucking nail fan service.
Now, did he say?
Because it's not technically it is fan service, but it is actually a good part of the narrative, because that's something he would do.
And thank you, Tim Burton and Michael Keaton, for making
creating that iconic
line. No, but and you realize that the whole time he wasn't saying like, I was an orphan and now. No, he's literally whispering back to him over and over again, I'm Batman, I'm Batman, I'm Batman, until the guy just fucking goes nuts himself. I give it a 2 thumbs up.
The best part, you have eaten well, your feast ends now. It's the same thing he said to the wolf.
I big fan.
My favorite part, or one of my favorite things about the ending. So he shows back to Gotham, beats the shit out of the alien thug.
Of course.
And then the final thing is like, this is amazing too. I love this. So Ione is on the ship. She's running the storm. And Punchbot's there, or Batbot now. He fucking says, she goes, don't say a word, robot. Just do what you do and find me someone to punch. and she jumps out wearing the bat armor that he made,
and
in
with of course the wolf,
werewolf, or bat wolf, whatever you want to call it.
Look,
fucking awesome, man. I love this book. I'm gonna have to buy my own copy of it, and like I'm gonna try and get a hardcover of it.
Ultimately, this
I wanted him to do more Batman. I wanted to read more.
Shit
like that.
I don't necessarily take it like that. The way I take it is that there are no limits. There really aren't. And some of the shit you've seen in comics, man, don't be afraid to just go, why not? It's a fucking comic book. You know, hey, let's have a space wolf. Sure, why the fuck not? Hey, let's do it. Like,
because it
Jason
looks
Aaron,
cool, and I'll
Jason,
find a way to make it cool.
Exactly, dude. And sometimes comic books are some dude sitting around, what if Batman was in space?
You know what, Tyler? We talk about this a lot. It's a little thing
Mic
called
drop.
It's a little thing called rule of cool. Some things just look cool. And if Batman, and if you look, motherfucker, if you look me in the face, Terry, and you tell me that you don't think Batman on a space wolf or having a space wolf isn't fucking cool, Terry,
Then get the fuck out of here.
get out of my house, Terry.
You're fired. Turn in your Frito-Lay badge at the front desk immediately.
You coward.
Coward! Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.